Welcome to The Lounge, the Her Lounge that is, where we share laughter, life experiences, and heart-to-heart dialogue. I am Lynn.
I'm Juna.
I'm Pauletta.
I'm Quise.
And we are
your four best new girlfriends.
Hey, everybody.
What up, what up, what up?
Thursday. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. No, I'm just kidding.
Happy Thursday.
I can always depend on you. Thank you. Thank you, Juna. You always got my back in foolishness. My back in foolishness. I love it. But listen, y'all, we are here to talk about something that I think is so necessary, and I know it's going to be good because all of us are so transparent about our insecurities. Yeah. I think those are a lot of conversations that we have off mic, you know, talking about our insecurities, because we don't know if y'all really ready for some of the stuff we be saying. So, you know, we say a whole lot of stuff off mic than we say on mic. And I know that's hard for you to believe, especially in reference to Pauletta.
I was just about to say that.
You know, she has zero filter. So I know you're thinking, there is no way in the world. Yes, there's a way in the world. And so there's a lot of things that we don't record and we talk about off. But we're going to talk about insecurities. And I think insecurities is so significant.
You are talking low.
I know. You don't see me.
I see you,
You
friend.
don't see me.
I see
How
you.
long this going to last?
Now you know.
Because when I tell you like this is taking like initiative.
It's intention.
Yeah, it is. It is. But we're going to talk about insecurities, and I think that's important because all of us have them. Yes. I don't care who you are.
That's right.
The most confident person in the world has an insecurity.
Yep. Absolutely.
Right? Some of us have more than others. Some of ours are deeper than others. Some of us are more healed than others where it concerns insecurities, but I think we all have them. So Quise, you know, is our resident
statistician.
And give us the stats, Quise.
Okay, so before we dive into this much needed dialogue, I'll just share a few interesting facts. Actually, I was able to find a lot of good things. Per WebMD.com, insecurity is a feeling of inadequacy and uncertainty about one's self-worth, abilities, or value, often leading to a lack of confidence. It can manifest as self-doubt, anxiety about judgment, fear of failure or rejection, and difficulty asserting oneself. Many people quietly find themselves asking, am I good enough? Or do people actually actually like me? But this quote stood out to me. To be insecure is to lack confidence. Insecurity is about how you see yourself, not about how others see you. And that was by Hart Ramsey. So per medium.com, several studies indicate that 85%, hear this stat, of Americans suffer from low self-esteem. That's a huge problem. 85%. So I'm not. I felt like that was a huge number. I'm not sure if anybody remembers the sitcom. It's Issa Rae, Insecure.
Yeah.
Yep. So it highlighted the common awkwardness, and we know that's an oxymoron, that made the web series show so popular. Insecure dives into the discovery of self through everyday life, as well as unpacks all the glorious nuances of the difference between the black women in the show and just regular women. It plays out their lives in all the highs and lows. So that was I don't know if you all have seen it, but it played a huge part in a lot of dialogue on social media when Insecure was out. Yeah. So I'll end with this. The characteristics of insecurity: low self-esteem, self-doubt, fear, difficulty coping, needing external validation. The common behaviors that stem from insecurity are avoidance, anxiety, competitiveness, bragging, jealousy, or clinginess. The potential causes of insecurity are childhood experiences, comparison to others, trauma, discrimination. Per relate.org.uk, more than half of men, that's 60%, have felt insecure when it comes to dating, with fear of rejection. Men, their age and their appearance as key contributing factors. But CBS News says it's no secret that most women struggle to feel happy with their bodies. A new Glamour magazine survey confirms it, and the numbers are troubling. 97% of women say they have at least one negative thought about their body image every single day.
That's because they're looking in the mirror.
That's because they're looking in the
Every
mirror
single
day. It don't
every
take me
single
looking in
day.
the mirror.
So again, insecurity
No.
is not about how others see you. It's about how you see yourself.
But can you imagine the 97% of women, how they show up in relationships?
I can
You know what
only
I'm
imagine.
saying? Or the
Even the
60%
60% of men.
That's what I'm about to say. Or the
Yes.
60% of men. You know, I think one thing in the way insecurities show up in relationship, I would definitely say is paranoia, because it's always in the the front of your mind. You're assuming it's in the front of that person's mind.
Yes.
You know, and I think also the biggest thing also is expected rejection.
Right.
You know, like insecurity will have you feeling like, I'm waiting for the ball to drop because I'm not enough. You know, I'm not living up to his standard. I'm speaking as a female now.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not living up to his standards. You know, he's looking at somebody else. You know, and so it causes you to live in a state of paranoia, in a state of expected rejection, which ultimately means that you never get to live in the moment. And so you're really not in the relationship. You're just existing somewhere with someone.
Now
It's not a relationship because I'm too busy waiting for the ball to drop, waiting for him to look at another female, you know, going through his phone. I have some insecurities, but I've never been the insecure woman to go through your phone.
Yeah, me
I've
either.
never done that. I mean, never.
I ain't showing up.
Like I ain't hiding in your bushes.
Period.
I ain't doing none of
It
that. I
even
ain't
on my
popping.
mind.
And I'm not tearing up your stuff.
Yeah,
either.
I ain't doing none of that. You know,
That
cause
was
first of all,
your
I'm a
mind.
peaceful person.
Me
like,
too.
you know what I'm saying? I ain't about all that violence, all about that rah-rah. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't gonna do that. You
Period.
know, but at all. But I do have like some of my insecurities are like for the longest, you know, when I was for the streets, like I would always have sex in the dark.
Really?
Always. I mean, never had sex during the day. It would always be at night.
It wasn't a romantic thing?
Yeah, it would be romantic,
Okay,
but it
so-
would just be because I didn't want him to see me.
Like he don't already see you though.
But I know, but in my
he
mind,
can't
that's
see you,
another
he
thing
can
about
feel it.
insecurity will have
It's
you
not
think it's so
logical.
twisted.
Yeah,
You
You know what I'm
absolutely.
saying? Like why you looking like that?
Oh no, I'm just like, wow.
Because I was like, no, cut the light off.
He said no.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
No, cut the light off. No.
I'm so weak.
You know what
You
I'm
ain't
saying?
never had nobody that
No,
made you turn the
no.
light on. You ain't never had nobody that be like, I'm turning this light on because I need to see
And
you.
I'm finna take you down through that right here and right now, whether the lights on or not.
No.
Nope. They
So you never done anything in the daytime because
I mean, like when
when it was in the day, you was in a room with like curtains closed and stuff.
it was dark.
Yes, a blackout curtain.
Wait. How did you navigate? Like, how did you orchestrate that? Like,
I mean, we just, I don't know. But like when I go back and
I
I'm
don't
looking,
know who you was with.
if I mean, okay, I'm
I don't
not
know
gonna
now
say
that wait
never,
till the nighttime.
but if
Wait.
if it was,
Gotta be done.
if I did have sex, I'm trying to think. I might have been able to count it on 2 fingers during the day. But like,
Are
at
you
night,
serious?
Yeah, because the freaks come out at night.
Because you thought, oh, they ain't gonna see me.
Yeah, because he's not gonna see me.
So when you bent over, you don't think he see you?
Yeah, no.
right.
But in my mind,
I know
I'm
That
like,
might have been a little too much. I'm just
right.
like your back turned, so you think like, okay.
Like, he doesn't see
all
all
right,
that.
I'm being too much.
I know,
Okay,
but I'm
look,
just saying.
I'm just trying to really process.
but I'm saying
Dark
like,
sex. Like I'm just really trying to process that. That's a lot. And I think we all have body insecurities.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever been so insecure that I've been like,
Me either, because I been you gonna get all this stomach.
I don't know.
Get all this stomach.
And
all
the
this
thing
weight.
of it is what women care about, men don't care about.
At all.
So
But once I
Sometimes
became,
they
Cat
attracted
Williams
to
say stretch marks come from either one or two places. Either you was little and got big, or big and got little. Either way,
Either way,
it's going down. Either way.
it don't matter.
Most of the time, they're attracted to what we don't like.
Right.
You said what, Quise?
Most of the time, they're attracted to what we
Right.
don't like.
Right. But now, like, and that was, I'm gonna say that was like in my 20s and 30s.
Okay.
And I really stopped really having sex like in my late 40s.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like 40.
I'm trying to remember how old are you now?
49.
What about the
46, 40? It's like when I
52.
was like, all right, when I was really became sold out for Christ.
Come on, sold out.
my mind is
But
I am sold out. My mind is made up.
you know, but like then I was like, you know, anybody get it anywhere.
So when you talk about insecurity showing up in relationships, are you saying that it shows up through being in the bushes, going through people's phones?
I think that's one way. You know what I'm saying? Definitely going through somebody's phone. I would say that would definitely be one way that it shows up, you know, and of course, like I said, you know, that expected rejection, just, you know, your feeling of inadequacy, like I'm putting that on you, and, you know, like I'm not living in the moment of this relationship, like enjoying the relationship, the fullness of the relationship, because I'm too busy waiting for you to do something or waiting, you know, for something bad to happen. And so that's that expected rejection. And so, you know, you just have to, that's why you have to be, if you're not emotionally in tune, to have a partner that can pull that part out of you, that's how you know that, okay, you know what, that I'm with the right person. But like if he just like if he on some you know, you're not going through my phone, or, you know, allows you to go through your phone, I would almost stretch and say that he's enabling your insecurities. You know what I'm saying? Instead of saying, hey, like, I'm not cheating. I'm not doing nothing. You don't have to go through my phone. Either you're going to trust me to learn how to trust me, or then this may not be the relationship for you.
Yeah.
You know, which is either going to do one or two things: cause me to sit and think and reflect, or I'm going to leave and go to the next man's phone.
So let me ask you this: if you're dating someone, do you think if you're dating someone,
I mean, friend, you
or
are
you're
really
serious?
talking
I know I'm
low.
sexy today. I'm sexy. It's my sexy voice. Yeah, I like it. No, I'm just kidding. So. This is how I court. This is my courting voice.
This your Lynn voice.
I get real low like this.
That's when you be Lynn.
I'd be like, what?
ask your question, Lynn. What you about to say? We got ADD.
Huh? When? Oh.
You
But anyway,
so
I'm
silly.
serious. I done forgot what I was going to say now. You said something about going through. Oh, okay. So if you're dating, I ain't going to even say dating. If you're married, do you feel like you all should have each other's passcode to your phone?
No.
You don't?
I mean,
Quise, what you
I
think
feel like
as a
you
married
should.
woman?
I think you should. I personally, I don't deal with the insecurity of that part, but I do think that should be a part. Because what happens if something happened to you? How you better get
Well,
in?
I didn't
okay.
remember, Sean.
So I was gonna.
okay,
I
and
was
I
gonna say
had
that
a situation.
but I didn't remember it. And but he also had fingerprint, and I will never forget this. When we got in the room where he was, he still had his phone beside him, and Connie was taking his finger and putting it on the phone, trying to open it. Yeah.
But I think the intent behind.
I'm like, baby, he ice cold.
Why? Yeah, okay.
The
Now,
why
I'm gonna give you that.
behind
The why
the
behind
need
it.
for
Yeah.
passwords,
Yeah.
obviously for emergency
Yeah.
situations.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
if
definitely.
I need your password
Because
and
of
all of
insecurity.
your information because I don't trust you,
Yeah,
or
that's
I
That's
have
a
an
different
issue,
thing.
Then that's
Yeah, like I
That's
don't need your
absolutely
Facebook
different.
Yeah.
password, Instagram,
Right,
like
right.
all of that stuff. But yeah, okay, I would say your phone, like for
Right,
like
because
like
even
emergency.
because the reality is that if you're untrustworthy, me having it is not gonna make you trustworthy.
Right,
Right.
right. At the end of the day,
Absolutely.
Now you're right about
like
just
that.
untrustworthy.
you're still gonna be a
Me
dog.
having it because
being
you're gonna
that
mess
we-
up because you're untrustworthy.
Yeah,
You're gonna,
because
no matter what I got it.
that's who you are.
That's who you
Yeah,
are.
and men
you
can't cheat
are.
anyway.
But I'll say
Like men are horrible cheaters. They
Yeah.
they can't cheat. Like the only way, like men just only way, with a man that unless it's just a man who just don't care. He just doing whatever. But men can't cheat. Most men cannot cheat. They don't think like women. Women think of every minor detail. Like we think of
Constantly
everything. We cross every T.
Right.
We dot every I.
We looking.
Like we pay attention to everything,
But us-
and men don't, and they get comfortable and they drop their guard, and that's how a lot of them end up getting
but
caught.
cheating is also a manifestation of insecurity.
I could believe it.
Cheating is a manifestation of insecurity. Going through your phone, a lack of trust when it's unwarranted. Let's say that the need to investigate and be all involved in somebody's business unwarranted. That's insecurity. Another way that insecurities manifest is when we don't speak up for ourselves in relationships. And we don't, and there are things that we want and we need that we don't express for fear
that's so
of
good.
rejection.
But now let me ask you this. Is that insecurity or is that passiveness?
I was just going to say,
insecurity.
but is passivity a byproduct of insecurity?
Yeah.
I can believe that.
But
I can believe that.
But it's insecurity because it's about the why, the reason why you feel like you should not or cannot express. Because what a lot of things, what you'll find in relationships when you have someone that is not able to communicate their needs, that other person is very communicative about theirs. The other person in the relationship is extremely communicative about what they need.
I've seen several relationships like that.
But that person that just cannot seem to get up enough courage to say what it is that they need, that's insecurity, because that's the feeling that I am not worthy. B, I feel like I don't want to be a bother to anyone.
I'm afraid of the outcome.
I'm afraid of the outcome. All of that is insecurity, and that's how that's another way it manifests in relationships, all kind of different ways. But I know for me, I'll say for me, that was a big one for me.
Really?
Right. Now if I'm not in relationship, I could tell you how I feel.
Really?
It's nothing. If I don't care about you, I can tell you how I feel and don't care how it lands. But when I cared about you,
wow,
it was so hard for me to tell you what I needed from you. Wow. And what I wasn't getting.
Yeah, I can see that.
Like that was so challenging. Why? Because in my mind, I don't want you to misconstrue what I'm saying. To say that I don't want this. Yeah. Because I do want it. And I also didn't see disagreement in my household. So I didn't know what that looked like. I thought.
You never heard your parents argue?
No.
You never saw them disagree with each other?
No. They never showed us
I think we talked about that before.
We never.
And Jeff said something about that.
We never saw our parents argue. Wow. We never. So we didn't know what healthy disagreement looked like, because if
why do you think you never saw them argue? You think they were intentional about not allowing y'all to see it?
I think they were intentional because they did. Mama told us later on that they had their disagreements in the bedroom. Like they would everything that would happen there, and we just weren't exposed to it. There were times, there was a lot of stuff that, now that I'm an adult, and Mama said this, that, and the third. Frank Van Jr. did this, that, and third, and I'm like, wait a minute, you didn't tell us. Yeah, I didn't know. When did this happen? Like, when did all of this happen? Like, where were we? You know what I mean? And so it was unrealistic, because when we became adults, at least when I became an adult and got into my own relationships, it was hard for me to have healthy conversations and have healthy conflict, because I viewed it as demise.
Okay.
If we get to the point to where we have to argue, if we get to the point to where we are not locked in step and in disagreement, then that means the relationship is over.
Wow. Okay.
And so, yes, some of that was instrumental in my position of not expressing what I needed and how I felt. But it was also, I didn't feel like it mattered. You know what I mean?
Do you think you're not feeling like it mattered has something to do with the person you was with? Because I think it's the job of the person you with too, to a certain degree, to make you feel safe to express your feelings.
But it wasn't that. It was me. It was really me. I can say I don't. So I'll say this. I was a runner, a track star. I ran away when it got hard. And so I wasn't one that tried. I ain't tried. Like, because I'm not going to talk about it. So if it got to the point to where I could not, express it and I just really, really needed, I just kind of just ran and just
let it go.
Let it go. Not to say that was the reason. Or that there weren't other things that,
But instead of confronting it or expressing it. Wow.
Expressing it.
So like we're talking about like, insecurities. Have any of you ever been in a relationship where you've been on the receiving end of somebody else's insecurities? And how did you handle that? Like, have you been in a relationship ever where you was with somebody who was just like super jealous? Because jealousy is a byproduct of insecurity. Or, like they always thought you was trying to do something, or always thought you had an ulterior motive, but your heart was really pure. Have you ever been on the receiving end of that?
I haven't been in a relationship, but I've been in friendships like that.
Friendships that,
right?
How does that show up in a friendship?
Like,
she ain't talking about me.
No.
Let's make that clear.
Right.
I ain't insecure.
She
said, "Let's make
Not
this
in no
clear
friendship.
right here."
I'm insecure about some things, but not in a friendship.
So you saying
where like I'm trying to give an example because they could be listening, but like I may move a certain way, and that's because I'm my own person. Like I don't have any responsibilities or anything, But they may misinterpret that as me being selfish or me,
Acting
me not
funny.
putting them first, and I'm like, that's not the case at all.
Okay.
But because I move.
Now you're definitely not talking about me.
No,
I just
know.
want you to say that and make that.
I'm
clear.
not talking about
If
Lynn,
you are, then,
at all. I'm not.
We'll
I'm
discuss
not,
later, but that doesn't sound like me.
I'm not talking about Lynn at
Okay,
all.
good.
At all. But yeah. So it was always like because of their past friendships, like they were always on the back burner.
Okay.
You understand?
Trauma.
So trauma, which is what you mentioned earlier.
Okay.
Like instead of dealing with that trauma, like it seeped over into this friendship. And I was just like, hey, like you are putting this expected rejection on me, and that's not what it is.
I'm an only child.
I'm an only child.
And I
have
move
no
like
kids.
an only child.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So don't take that as every time if I go out, I don't necessarily have to call you.
Right.
Every time if sometimes I go out and I just want to eat by myself. Not because like, oh, I'm in a place,
Right.
but because like I like me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't like themselves. And so like I could sit and people watch and just be all in my head, whatever. But yeah, so it never showed up in a relationship, but definitely in a friendship. Definitely in a friendship.
So none of you have ever been in a
I've been in a
relationship where somebody was like extremely jealous and you looking at them like, huh? Like it ain't even making no sense what they're accusing you of, and you know that this has something to do with them because you're not even thinking like that. Y'all never experienced that before?
Yeah.
I
definitely
have.
have.
I've been
Yeah.
in relationships. I've been in relationships where it wasn't about another man. It was about the friendships that I had. And the relationships that I had. And
Are you talking about relationships?
so I'm in a relationship with this gentleman.
Okay.
And he is making assumptions about where he sits in
your life.
with regard to based on how I'm dealing with my friendships. And he's jealous of the friendships as opposed to
another
making
man.
another
okay.
man, and making assumptions, not that I'm romantically involved with my friends, but that they mean more to me than he does.
Wow.
So he did. I was in a situation that, and I found myself constantly having to manage that, and that was exhausting. Manage that, saying, why do you feel like, trying to talk through it? Why do you feel this way?
Did
Trying
he
to
have
figure
friends?
out, was there anything?
Did he have healthy friendships?
No.
That's why.
Yeah.
No, because there was also an unrealistic expectation that I was supposed to do what he did, and that was to let everybody go and it be just about him. I'm not doing that.
Right. That's unhealthy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if it was that easy for you to leave them alone like that, they wasn't all that anyway.
Right.
You know.
Right.
You know.
Right.
They weren't your friend.
But I'm gonna tell you something that I wouldn't do. I wouldn't date someone who doesn't have friends.
Yeah.
That's very important.
Because I don't want to be your everything.
That's good.
Yeah.
Explain that because
you know,
see,
I don't, and I know people say that, and that
That's good.
sounds
Yeah.
romantic to people.
But it's
and it sounds nice.
But the only person that guaranteed you they'll never leave you or forsake you is Christ.
Oh Lord.
And my name Lynn. And I am not finna let you put me in a Christ position.
right.
You understand what I'm saying? I'm not your everything. I'm human. I'm going to fail you. I'm going to disappoint you, even if I'm not trying to, because my heart towards you can be extremely pure. But that doesn't mean that I'm not going to make mistakes, or I
Right.
might do something that you felt you didn't consider me, and I'm not even thinking like that. That's going to happen just by virtue of me being human. That's going to happen just by virtue of us being two different people, making one out of something.
Yeah.
So, you know, I don't want to be in a relationship where I'm your everything.
Right.
I don't want to be in a relationship where you feel like you got your every waking moment got to be with me.
Right.
Like, I don't want that, because I just don't think that's healthy.
Right.
You know, and I've been in relationships like that. And, you know, I've experienced a relationship where I was always accused of cheating. And it would be crazy, because I'm just like, I'm with you every day. Like,
When I got time.
who's satisfied with these few minutes
Right.
that I could possibly get him?
That
Like,
could squeeze out.
you in my face every day,
Right.
even when I didn't want to be in your face every day.
Right.
Because I've never dated and wanted to be around somebody every single day. Never. Like, I could spend a lot of time with you, but I didn't want to be around anybody every single day. Now, I want to talk to you every day. Like, if we in a serious relationship, there's some kind of communication I feel like we should have every day.
Sure.
Even if it's not a long, drawn-out conversation. It's, hey, good morning, how's your day? Something. If we're serious and we're dating with intent, there should be some kind of daily communication. Absolutely. But I don't have to see you physically and be in your face every single day.
People think that if that's your love language, that's what that means. But it's the thing is quality time.
Yeah.
It's not all the
QT.
time. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have to be up under you, but like the time that we
Not
spend
quantity
together
time.
is quality. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
And I mean, of course, but
You
I've
had
been in a
passion right there.
relationship. Every little thing I did, it
quality.
was you talking to somebody, and I would be looking like, what?
Right.
Like, literally, like, what? Because I wasn't talking to anybody, but
Right.
it was constant. Every little thing.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes I would get to work and they would be like, hey, somebody done called you 6 times. And I know who it is. I'm shamed though, because everybody looking at me like I'm crazy. Cause you done called back to back. This is when I was working in salon. Back to back to back to back to
She
back.
there yet?
And then when I walk in, somebody's like, somebody done called you 6 times. And I'm like, what? You know, and this tells you how immature I was during that time. When that first happened, I thought it was funny. Like, you know, I was like, this nigga gone. You know, thinking to
Right.
myself like it's cute.
Not
No.
knowing it's fatal attraction.
Like, yeah, it turned into something real toxic. But I'm talking about I would come, and I've been and talked to you that morning. It ain't like you ain't talked to me. And I want you to understand that this time I probably lived 7 minutes from the salon.
Wow.
So, yeah, I am not kidding you. Or,
6 times.
you know,
Nah, that wouldn't have never been cute.
if you call me and
Oh no.
you know, like I may not be able to answer, you'll just keep calling. Then you know, you was a proponent also to show up, you know, and stuff. Yeah, like it was toxic, and I was just like, wow, like for somebody to think that somebody just finding ways to when I'm doing it, like I work so during that time in my life, I worked so much, and you always could see where I was. My shop was on a corner street. So anybody could ride by at any point and see my car was there. Like, I just didn't, I mean, it was bad. It was really bad. I'm talking about even if we sitting somewhere and my phone ring, and because I don't want to take the call in front of everybody, I get up and walk off. that's an issue.
What was
like, why you gotta why, who you talking to? Well, you know, it was bad.
What was the breaking point in that for you?
That's a whole other podcast.
Yeah. Yeah. What a breaking point was, something like that. It was like during a holiday, I had made a decision that, you know, during this time, you know, I was single, whatever. I had been divorced, but I had made a decision that, you know, it was 4th of July, you know, like, you know, cause I had Chris and I worked so much and I was just like, oh, me and Chris just gonna, during this time, like the fair would be at Legion Field during the 4th of July. And I was like, me and Chris gonna get up. You know, we gonna go to Outback, you know, eat us some ribs, and we gonna go to the fair, and I'm gonna just let him run wild.
Right.
And that's what I did, you know. But prior to that, also you got to realize, as a hairdresser, any day before a holiday, you work like a dog.
Yeah.
So I worked so much that week coming up to the 4th of July. That was when people still was cared about the 4th of July. And so, you know, I worked so hard. So because I worked so hard, I would always commit my weekends to Chris. Like, I'm going to spend time with my child. And so, you know, that night, but this person too drunk. They were a drinker, not like an alcoholic, but when they would drink, they would sometimes be turned into a different person as well. And so it just happened that night before the 4th of July. After I had got home really late at night, like 12 at night, showered, got me and Chris in the bed, and I, you know, and they were calling my phone back to back to back to back to back to back to back, and waking me up. And I kept, and you know, trying to come see me, and I kept saying,
You sound like a light.
I don't want anybody over here because I'm tired. My child sleep. I'm sleep. Like, we sleep. Like, I'm not finna entertain you.
Right.
I'm not finna say nothing to you. Like, we dog tired. And then they were just like, oh, I don't care. I'll just come. Like, no, I wasn't in the mood for it.
Right.
Like, you know, I'm tired. And so, yeah, that was like my final straw because he called. During that time, I still had a landline. He called from my cell phone to my landline for about 5 hours straight.
No.
Back to back to back to back to back, and saying stuff like somebody must be there or you must have somebody in the house with you. And I was like, nobody's in the house with me. This is how I'm talking. Nobody's in the house with me. I'm tired. Yeah. I'm tired and I don't feel like being bothered. And so what made me cut it off was he said something to the fact that I'm on my way down there, and if I come down there and somebody there, I'm gonna kick the door, I'm gonna do all this stuff. And for a moment I realized that I shouldn't be talking to nobody that's unpredictable.
Yeah.
And like, it hit me that day. Like, what if he really did come down here? Yeah. Then I got to call the police and disturb my neighbors and all of that. I thought of that, and I'm like, Lynn, what are you doing? Like, you ain't got no business being in a relationship with somebody that, number one, at one point, a little ounce of fear. Like, I was afraid of what you might do, and I wasn't fearful. So to even have that feeling was unhealthy. And then the other side of me really didn't know what you was capable of doing, because I knew you could be a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Right. So I just didn't know.
And it wasn't a sexy kind of crazy.
No, it wasn't. You know, I like a little crazy, but not that kind of crazy. So when I say I like crazy, I want people to understand I'm not talking about that
kind of crazy.
Yeah, I'm not talking about that. And crazy probably ain't the right word for the context of what I be talking about. I'm probably really talking about not being boring and not being, you know, like you ain't
a pushover.
You're not a pushover. Yeah. You're not boring.
You're spontaneous.
You're not. It's not monotony. Like you the same every day, all day. Don't want to do nothing. You know, like
you'll get back at
to me. Yeah, like. You know, if I'm asking you something, if you said something to me and then I ask you again and you like what I said, that's what I'm talking about.
Right.
Like you raise your hand like you ready to pop me in my mouth.
You ain't say nothing. Yes, sir. That's what I'm talking about when I say it. Like unpredictable, because I'm unpredictable.
Right.
So I'm probably talking about somebody that's like me.
Right.
But I'm intentionally unpredictable.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because we're not going to be bored.
Reckless.
Right.
No, I'm not reckless, but we're definitely not going to be bored. Right. Like, because that's not, I'm a creative person, so I'm always thinking of crazy stuff to do. And, you know, so not in a bad way, just all in fun.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
You know, I don't want to be in no boring relationship.
Yes.
Well, we bored and we just sitting around eating and getting bigger and watching TV. No, I can't stand that kind of stuff. So, you know, that's what I'm talking about when I say that. But yeah, I mean, it was a very, very toxic relationship. The most toxic relationship I've ever been in in my life. But yeah, I experienced that. So that was my final straw that day when I felt like I didn't know what you would do.
Something could happen.
And you don't need to be with nobody
that you don't know.
and a thought cross you with, I don't know what they would do.
Right.
Which is pivotal to domestic violence. Month.
Yep. Yep.
The moment you get that little hint of
Something may happen.
yeah, you that ain't nobody you want to be with.
Right.
And that was it for me. And even after that, we at Elysian Field, he called. I'm out there with Chris at the fair. Even after all this transpired the night before. And I ended up just taking my phone off the hook, putting my other phone on silent. And even at the 4th of July, we out there at the fair, I bought Chris the little thing where you can ride as much as you want, as much as you want, okay? So I bought that. We out there for hours. I want you to know I'm sitting down. Chris just riding. He going from ride to ride, but I'm watching him. I'm sitting down, and he called while I was out there. And he was like, where you at? I was like, we at the fair. Who at the fair with you? Me and Chris. Just you and Chris? The same thing.
Hey, she made it out.
And then he was just like, well,
that's
why haven't I
exhausting.
heard from you? And then it was
Friend's so
exhausting.
concerned.
And I was like, do you not realize what you did last night?
Yeah.
Like, that wasn't okay.
Yeah.
And I remember myself saying that, and I was like, I'm done. I'm done. And he was like, you done? I was like, yeah, I don't want to be with nobody who, for a moment, I worried about what you might do to me or my kid. So that was it for me. And we ended up being able to still, not right after, we ended up being able to some kind of way years later still become friends because we were like good friends for many, 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 many years. We never should have crossed the friend line. Big, huge mistake. That's another thing. Huge mistake. I never would have thought, as great of a friend as he was, that he would have been a toxic partner. Toxic. I never would have thought that. Because we were such good friends, and we had been good friends since we were like in middle school. So, and this was when I was in my 30s. Oh, wow. Yeah. So I wouldn't have never thought that he would have been like that as a boyfriend.
Because he didn't have to be territorial.
Friend.
Right.
He didn't have to be territorial.
And he was territorial as a friend, but not in a bad way. Like, I dated people and all kind of stuff, but if he thought somebody I was dating was doing something to me or, he would spaz out on them. But it was just in friendship. It wasn't,
right,
or whatever. So, so when I started dating him and I saw how he was, like, it blew me away. Because that I never would have thought him being such a great friend because he used to take care of me. Like, I could ask him for something in the middle of the night and he'll bring it to me. Like, he was just a great friend. Yeah. We had been such good friends. Our parents knew each other. You know what I'm saying? We would go out on dates while we was dating other people, but it wasn't nothing to it. We were just good friends.
Yeah.
Right.
And then to cross that line and you were literally the most, I would say violent too, but toxic relationship I ever been in my life. And that taught me something about crossing friendship lines. You know what I'm saying? And making friends romantic partners. Yeah. And that taught me that. Like, that's something, I don't know if I ever do that. If I've been friends. Because, see, now I've lost a friend and a relationship. Yeah. Because there's no way you can go back being friends.
Not like that.
After you've crossed that line.
Yeah.
But anyway, that was toxic. But we're going to take a break, and we'll be back in a moment.
We hope that you all have been enjoying the conversation so far, but we want you to continue to follow us on our social media platforms at YouTube and Facebook at The Her Lounge, on Instagram at Her Lounge Podcast, and don't you dare forget to subscribe to us on all of these platforms: iHeart, Google, Apple, and Spotify podcasts. Now, let's get back to the lounge.
All right, we are back. So this is what I'm going to do for this part right here. Like, is there anybody, we talked about dating, we talked about my toxic dating situation, and Quise was, Quise was over there praying in tongues and carrying on, and that man then went on to see the Lord, baby. Right. But anyway,
you done got married
many
twice
years ago,
right.
yeah, I mean, not twice.
Okay,
Come on back now, you're doing a little too much. And so, but, but anyway, yeah. So, do you feel like your insecurities, and anybody can answer this, do you feel like your insecurities any and all of you all, do you feel like your own insecurity? First of all, I want to do this. Let's start from Quise and come on down, and let's talk about one insecurity we know that we have. That's number one. Number two, I want to talk about, has any of your insecurities you believe cost you to miss some opportunities? Like whether it be relationship, job, whatever. So what's your biggest insecurity? Because most people have more than one. Okay. What's your biggest insecurity, and do you even know what the root of it is, like where it come from? And has your insecurities cost you some opportunities, relationships, blah, blah, blah?
Okay, so I will say my biggest insecurity, one of my biggest insecurities, is my weight. I've suffered with that forever, and the root of it, I don't know. I think the more I mature and learn more about myself, I definitely am an emotional eater. So it has a lot to do with not being able to. I don't think I have a problem with communicating my emotions, because it depends on who you are. I tell you everything I feel. Right, I tell you. Maybe I'm not able to communicate it on every level. You know, like certain people I don't want to, because I feel like a lot of people, when it comes to me, they handle me very, it's fragile, because I think, and this may be how I feel about myself, so that may be the insecurity. People feel like I may get offended quickly. And there have been times where I have gotten offended quickly. But I want to know what's wrong with me, you know, or not necessarily what's wrong with me, because that's what I was unpacking with Pauletta. Like, do I have insecurity, or for so long I've been kind of told, don't make a big fuss about yourself? Is that insecurity, or is that not fully being comfortable with just being? Does that make sense? I know I'm kind of all over the place. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know because I don't feel like I was insecure until I got around people who were sure of themselves, because I had been around so many insecure people.
That's good.
You know what I'm saying? So it was everybody was chubby. Everybody was, like.
You had all chubby friends? So did you like pick them because they was chubby?
I don't know. I'm hollering. Like,
She said everybody was chubby.
Or let's go to ministry.
Everybody was husky.
Everybody was, hey, we all was in the plus department.
Everybody shopped at Ashley Stewart.
Yeah, but I feel like now
Don't do that.
but it took somebody else telling me, like, when it came to my weight, I don't like my arms out. I don't want to wear anything that shows my full fig. I'm getting better now, but it used to be really bad. Like, I dressed like somebody's grandma. But I didn't want anything that brought attention to me. So I don't know if I know the root of that. I think some of it could be. No, I said I was gonna stop saying it could be. I don't know. I know I like to eat, but I love to eat. I just don't know why my weight. And even now, like, I don't like wearing my arms out. I don't mind showing a little cleavage every now and then, but I'm not gonna do anything. That's why when I've been challenged on maybe what I wore was inappropriate, I probably snapped, because I know how hard I work on not
making sure you're modest.
Yes. And so to ever be challenged in that way was like, you don't know me, because it take a lot for me to do this. Like, the little stuff that I may have done, maybe something short a little bit, you don't know the warfare that I went through to put this on and walk out the door. So what you ain't gonna do is come at me. So maybe it's just I'm unpacking a lot in counseling, and I don't know if I have all the words for it yet, but we're peeling back so much. And a lot of, she told me the root of a lot of what I deal with is people pleasing. So I don't know. I got to deal with, we haven't gotten to the weight insecurity thing. So I'm still working on that. But that has been one of my biggest. But even when I'm losing it, I don't see myself like other people's. Like my sister's like, you still dress like you're bigger. Like, stop doing that. Wear something that fit. It look like you playing in clothes sometimes. And I was like, no, but I don't see myself the way you see me. And when I look in the mirror, I still see, you know what I'm saying, a whole bunch of chins, stuff like that. So I don't see it. I do see it's a difference. I'm like, I know I ain't as big as I used to be.
You can feel the difference, but you can't see the difference.
I can see it in some, sometimes I look at a picture and I just stare and be like, dang, I ain't as big as I thought I was. But it depends on what angle it is. Because you get a wrong angle of me and I'm beating myself up about it. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I don't like a lot of, when people be like, now if I get with my sister, I'm going to smile and I'm going to be my whole self. But somebody else ask me come take a picture, you'll see me. I kind of, I do. I do. So I don't know if I know what the root of it is. Cause some of it I could have changed. So but yeah, being big.
At the end of the day, though.
Being big.
At the end of the day.
Have I missed any opportunities because of my weight? I believe so. Yeah. Cause I could have had more opportunities to I remember one time like this plus size modeling thing. First of all, people don't know I'm real dorky, like that's the part I'd be like, why I wouldn't model. But I think that initially it was, I'm too big for that. Like, don't.
Big for a plus size model?
Yeah. Because have you seen what a plus size model, what they call plus size model? Size 12. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, just being comfortable in my own skin. Because I'm like, I do have curves.
You do.
Yeah,
you do.
Like it's okay.
But I'm getting there. Hey, when I fully get there, you gonna know it. You gonna know it because when I ain't
don't forget God.
I'm
do not forget God.
I never forget Jehovah. But I tell you,
but you gonna know I'm free.
When I say you gonna know I'm free, when I ain't gotta wear all them Spanx and all that stuff up on, you got to go pee. You got to.
Just gotta hear it till you get home.
Hey. You be like, just forget it.
Just forget it. Just
climb back down here, baby.
Rip it
I
off.
said, release your glory. Yes, Lord.
So yeah, I'm done.
Well, I'm hollering. I think me, mine is my weight too. But it's crazy because like when we go out of the country or whatever, like
you be free.
What? Ooh. I'm talking about free as a bird.
And I'd be like,
But I don't know if it's because where we go.
Like you don't care.
Know you.
They don't know you.
Nobody knows you.
And
okay.
Big women, they like big women. Like big women are the dundada. You understand what I'm saying? Like they come here, big gal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because we was Africa, nobody would stud me.
Yeah.
But I mean, I was smaller when we went. Now I ain't talking about this me. They probably like me now. But they used to be like, Pauletta. Pauletta. Hey, Andrea. Pauletta.
So when do you notice? So you said while you on vacation, you're free.
I'm so free.
So do you?
No,
like if somebody asks you to take a picture,
free.
So if somebody at church asks you to take a picture, do you shrink?
You said
no,
what?
2-piece free. No, real talk.
No, me for real.
Two-piece free.
So like what?
Really?
Walking. Yeah.
So even walking to the pool is not.
And get in there and be just a frolicking.
Really?
Yeah.
But I thought that because you like water, so it doesn't matter.
No. Like I mean, but I wouldn't here.
You would never do that. If somebody asks you to take a picture, like at church or something, do you feel yourself?
I mean, no, like, come on.
But when she out of town, out of the country, hey friend, I'm finna do a handstand. Get me doing my handstand. Yes.
It's so. But
I got all kind of pictures in my phone of handstand that I'll never make public. I'm not like, get me, friend. Get me. And I be regular. Because I'm going to support my friend. But ask me, do I be doing anything? No, man, I have on a nip-out short set.
I think she have a burqa on.
If I have on a double-breasted swimsuit, I don't even know what they make them in.
Boy, I'm hollering. But But I'm gonna tell you, when we did the panel here, like me, I'm like you, like I don't like my arms out. But I woke up that morning and I heard God say, "Do it," and I was just like, God, not today. You know, and I was gonna put a shirt on underneath it, and he was like, "That's not what I said." I said without, you know. So I was super because we had to do a podcast that morning. And then come here, you know. So I was very like, you know, and then to come in the room and everybody was like, oh, and I was
now
just
see,
like,
that's what you don't like. She really hates like attention on her.
Please, please stop, please. You know, because I was like, I knew I shouldn't have came. You know, so I was dying on the inside, but I was like, hey. You know, so that definitely my arms, and I don't know, like as far as the root of it, I don't know what the root of it is, but I know that it is a giant.
Yeah.
I know that it is a giant.
It's these things.
Yes.
Is it protection? I heard somebody talk about that, how your body, sometimes you're protecting yourself. With weight.
I like to eat. And I don't even like to eat. It's,
You protecting yourself. That's a new one on me.
You army, ain't it?
Because I don't feel protected.
Navy SEAL. But right?
You're like, what?
I never heard it. Whoever told you that was just talking.
No, they said that they was like, you're not dealing with your real situation, so your body is your suit. Your body is your mask.
Baby, no. I eat. And I mean,
No,
I
that is not. That can't be the reason why you weigh what you weigh, because you don't eat that much.
And I do. And I think it's
You
what I eat.
don't.
Maybe
Me
what
too.
I eat.
I'm not-
It may be
maybe.
it may be what I eat. And then I think
It might be the time.
And then I think I just may have a fat gene. Like my mother was probably
Come
big.
on, no, we're not doing that fat gene stuff.
No, I'm saying.
We're not doing that.
Okay. It was somewhere. It's somebody. It's some.
Have you had any missed opportunities because of it?
Oh yeah. Like because I don't. There have been times when I've been invited out and I don't go because I don't want to get dressed up.
Okay.
Because I don't feel like I'll be able to match everybody in the room. Like I'll be looking like, here come Frumpy. You know what I'm saying?
Nobody's saying that. Nobody.
You know, I can't wait till we have the topic
Like,
of friendship.
who does be like, here come
Never
Frumpy.
can I have a moment of vulnerability, and this is not the response. Never. I mean, never.
It's the words you use that get
That's
you.
what it is. I'm not laughing at your pain.
Yeah.
I'm
It's
laughing at the
here comes
description of
Frumpy.
your pain.
And that never
I
is a
walk in
little
Frumpy.
extreme because you know.
But I'm saying, but that's how I feel. But that's that expected.
Do you remember her
rejection,
50th birthday when she walked in with the dress? Do you remember how she walked in? Almost like she was ducking behind the wall. And everybody was like, "Oh my God, you look so pretty." She was like,
right. Even at my graduation
Now, I
party.
wanted to shoot you at your graduation.
That's because I had them lemon pepper steppers on.
I was so mad. I didn't know what to do. But at that point, first of all, people don't know how sick I was at your graduation
Oh,
thing.
God,
I felt
yeah.
so
Thank
bad.
you, friend.
Oh, God. Oh, I was so
Thank
sick.
you, friend, for stepping up.
I was so
owe
sick.
you.
So I didn't have the fight in me.
Yeah.
To fight.
To-
Like, I
normally
didn't
you
have
would've got
any
her.
fight in me.
Wow.
Because I had been feeling bad for weeks. And I felt so bad that day. And so I was just focused on just getting through the day.
through it.
Yeah, and when she came out, let me stop talking because I'm getting mad.
And so
Yeah.
I like when they, you know,
Let me stop talking about it.
I knew that I didn't know the location or all that stuff. You,
You
know
didn't
what I'm saying?
location.
No, not
okay.
until I
Wow.
didn't, everything was just, the inside was a surprise. Like I gave her a list of all that stuff, but like I was in the car, and Ashley was like, "Get out, Pauletta," and I was like, "No, there's a lot of people in
Because
there."
it took a while for you
It
to
did.
get out.
It did. She was like, "Pauletta, get out," and I was just like, "No," because I knew the tension was gonna be
Well,
like,
next
"Move."
time we
Move.
know who to
Sorry.
send. We sending Keita for you.
gonna
She
get
would have
you
been
out of
like, get your tail. She'd have snatched you out of there.
And Ashley was like,
So-
"Come on, TT, come on, TT." And I was just like, "Ooh, okay." And then when I went in, I was like, "Hey, everybody."
Are you here?
And I was like,
Yes,
And
yes.
I was like, hey.
That's kind of why I don't want to have a 40. If I don't want that type of.
But
You
I
need
get it.
to,
So,
though.
but that's the insecure part of me. You know what I'm saying? As happy as I was, that insecurity was just like, nope.
Yep.
We finna take over. We finna run this.
So you couldn't just sit in it.
I
and just
couldn't. I
enjoy
couldn't
it.
sit in it until like I was able to sit down and
Nobody was looking
Yeah.
at
and
you.
nobody was looking at me. Then I could move around. Then I was cool because then I was moving around. Hey, thank you for coming.
Okay.
Whatever. But that initial, you know what I'm saying? And then Chris Coleman being there, like that was it right there. But yeah. But yeah, so yes, I have missed opportunities because I just, like I said, I felt like they were gonna be like, this frumpy. So look how she looking. I mean,
Right, you gotta use that
Pauletta.
word.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I'm telling, that's just how I feel.
Yeah.
Juna,
But,
what about you?
Yeah.
What's your insecurity? Speaking
my insecurity, I mentioned it earlier, is just not me feeling about, speaking up for myself.
that's hard for me to believe.
Because I'm so great at speaking up for everybody else.
Okay.
That's how it gets camouflaged.
Oh.
That's how it gets camouflaged.
Okay.
That's
and,
good.
and that has had me miss opportunities because I don't. Now let me just say this: weight was an insecurity for me, like in my 20s. But what I started doing to overcome my issues with my weight, I started looking at myself butt naked in a full length mirror every single day. And embracing whatever I saw, everything that I saw, I just kept embracing it. And so the weight loss now is just me losing weight. It has not bolstered my security about myself because I really loved myself even when I was larger. I lost weight because it was a health issue for me. I was getting ready to get up out of here. So I had to lose weight.
Okay.
And so, but going back to what my biggest insecurity is, and it was just me standing up for myself and speaking up for myself. I camouflaged that by being so go hard and going hard for others.
And what has that cost you?
What it
What
has opportunities it's cost me is me not taking advantage of what would have been available to me had I spoken up. Had I spoken up and raised my hand and say, yes, I want to do it. Yes.
So do you feel like there's a lot of things and spaces that you settled in your life?
Sure. Specifically in when it comes to music, I'll say. 'Cause yeah, specifically when it comes to
Okay, I'm sorry. That's about equal to frumpy, ain't it? Okay, let me be quiet.
specifically when it comes to ministry and music, I'll say. Yeah.
Wow.
Because I'm okay now. I even with leading worship and stuff, I'll do that, but I'm not getting up doing a whole lot of talking. I ain't doing that. You know what I mean? I'm not doing.
You're doing the exhorting and all of that.
I ain't really doing that. I get up and I sing and I go sit down. But the thing is because getting up and getting even us doing this has been a tremendous help to me.
Wow.
Why?
Because I'm being put in a position where I have to speak about me. And I have to be vulnerable. I have to be exposed.
Yeah.
Wow.
And there are some and I'm finding at first it was very challenging.
Really?
Yeah, it was very challenging. Like I'll just tell you guys this. But when we first got started doing the podcast, and I knew that we were, because part of what we discussed was being okay with being vulnerable and being able to talk about it and being authentic and showing up authentically. And so for me, I would have to rehearse that.
Wow.
If I'm gonna talk about it, I gotta be.
Yeah.
I gotta initially I had to be clear about what I was going to say and how I was going to talk about it and to what degree I was going to talk about it. Because having not done that ever, rarely, I would regurgitate everything, you know.
Wow.
and I would just be completely exposed, and just it would all come bubbling out. And so I would once we get the information, once we would get, you know, what our topics and everything, I would sit and talk about, okay, so what am I going to say, and how much am I going to expose myself? I wanted to manage that a little bit better when we first started. Now,
Yes.
I wanted to control it. Now, I don't think about that. Now,
That's good.
I don't think about I'm okay now with saying this has helped me be able to not only speak openly and authentically here, it's also helped me in relationships to be able to communicate that it is okay to say what I need, and it's okay for me to need something. You know what I mean?
Wow. Wow.
To not always be the one supplying the need, but it's okay for me to
receive,
and that I should, not that is just okay, I should receive. You know, and so
Yeah.
right. But that goes back to that logic, right? That thing we're talking about, like insecurity, have you thinking about things illogically. It is logical to need, and it's logical that those need to communicate those needs, and that and the expectation that they be met. You know, but in my mind, no. You're not supposed to need anything. You're always supposed to be the one that does the giving, and you're supposed to be the one to be everything for everybody else. You know what I mean? And so but I'll say this. That's also, and I know this may shift us a little bit, but that also is a stronghold in religion. That's a stronghold in religion. And so, but anyway, but there will have been some missed opportunities, because there's some things specifically in the area of music that I know for a fact, like I can recall several instances where I didn't raise my hand.
Wow.
Because
I can agree on that one.
you know, I mean, some huge missed,
Knowing you had the ability.
huge missed opportunities.
Wow.
Huge
Really?
missed opportunities.
Because you've been in so many spaces and places where you have been around the place and people to walk in it.
Right.
Wow. That's true. Atlanta, LA, you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
You've been in those spaces, in those places. As for me, I was trying to think of what's my greatest insecurity in this season. And I'm thinking that because, and it probably is weight right now, because I've had different insecurities in different seasons. And I think that weight probably is my biggest, probably my biggest right now. Now, I don't think it has cost me any opportunities, but right now at this phase in my life, I don't want to date because of it. Like I don't want to date.
So that might be the opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I don't want to, but I'm not saying if somebody said something to me that I wouldn't talk to them
Right,
if
of
I was
course.
interested, but I don't want to date and be insecure of myself in the dating space. You know, I've never thought, I was fine or nothing like that, but I know just dealing with thyroid issues and, you know, just the changes in your body that you go through in your latter 40s, you know, to 50, that I weigh more than I've ever weighed in my life. And so I know that is a insecurity for me right now. So to the point where I don't even desire to date right now because of that. You know, I'm good. And I'm for real when I say that, you know. And it's not that I don't want to talk to anybody. It's just that I want to feel a certain way about myself because I understand what that means to a relationship. when you feel a certain way about yourself. So that's not something that I want to do. But I wanted to end this on here because I thought this was so good, that people think gifted people don't have insecurities. Because you're super gifted, people be like, what? You know, whatever. And me and Chris talks about this all the time. Like, he's always saying to me that I don't know who I am. Mama, you don't know who you are. You don't. He said that to me so much. And I'd be like, why do you say that? Like, what am I not doing or doing that's making you feel like I don't know who I am? You know what I'm saying? You know, or whatever. But I find myself also saying the same thing to him. Like, you don't know who you are. You don't know what you carry. I wish you could see yourself the way other people see you, blah, blah, blah. And I know, you know, he got his own insecurities, you know, as we all do. So, like, speak to that. Like, being super gifted, people are often shocked that you have insecurities because you're so gifted.
Yep.
You understand what I'm saying? And I don't know if people think gifted means perfection or what they think it means. But to me, honestly, I think being gifted exposes your insecurities to yourself more.
Yes.
Because people don't see it because they think you're so great. You know, because you're gifted, and they don't believe that. Like, even me right now saying I don't want to date right now because I want to feel a certain way about myself while I'm dating. Yeah. I know somebody will hear that and be like, what?
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But
it's a certain way I want to feel about myself.
You
know what I'm saying? And I know that when I feel a certain way about myself, it carries a level of confidence.
Yeah.
And I know when I don't feel a way about myself, I lack that confidence.
Yes.
And so that's the reason why I'm saying that. I don't want to be with somebody and they got to build me up because I'm not as confident as I need to be in an area. So that's why I said it. Now, will I throw somebody away if they come along and try and talk to me? No, but I'm not necessarily caring about that right now. Right. And that's the gospel truth.
Yeah. I think speaking to what you mentioned about giftings and people's the misconception that people have about gifted people not having insecurities. I don't think that people think about gifted people's insecurities in the way that we think they do. I think for gifted people, because the gift is on display, that's the attraction. You know what I mean? And so that's where the focus is. Who cares about the insecurity? And so who cares about what the gifted person could possibly be lacking or be in need of? You know what I mean? The gift is on display. And that takes priority. And so at that point, nothing else matters. But I don't think it's so much that they think that they don't possess insecurities. It just doesn't matter.
I get that. And I think that, and I'm saying this person's name only because Leandra, like, watching the videos and interviews that she's done. Yeah. I think that was like one of her things is she felt like her value was just measured by her gift. Like no one ever really cared about her as a person or what she got going on or what she's battling or what she's pushing through. Like they so in love with the gift that they overlook the one who's carrying it, right? The health of the one who's carrying it, and the mental stability of the one who's carrying it. You know, like just they don't care because all they want, they placed your value at the level of your gift.
Yeah, and your gift is benefiting me.
Yeah, right.
And then I also think that in their minds they're thinking like, I could never do that.
Yeah,
I could never do that. So they can't have any insecurities because my insecurity would be
would
getting
never
up
let
there.
me get up
right
there.
Not
so
knowing you shaking all the way to the stage.
That's what I was going to say.
We just
was saying
that.
Walk to that mic.
It's just like,
oh my God.
You know, and then and I'm gonna say, you know, being at TPC,
Cottonmouth.
it's even right. It's even harder being at TPC because the level of expectation is so high.
Everything.
You know, every you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And you know, and I'm not even talking about the excellence, but just the expectation that people are coming hungry and you cannot just be like, okay, here goes some cornbread.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, and then to be standing amongst giants, you know, who can preach down the word, you know, you have to come with something, you know, so that walk, although it's a 2-second walk,
It feel like
it's about a 30-minute walk from that seat to that mic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And from the moment I open my mouth, you know, and then that's how my insecurities, I'm like, all right, God, like it's on you.
Yes.
Like if I get up here and I'm bum fumbling, this on you. This on you.
Come on.
Your
name is
gave
on the
me
line.
this. Your name,
Yeah.
right? You understand? Your name is on the line.
Your name
You know,
is
but
on
one
the
of the things I was telling Quise is that I think a lot of times that, you know, we may struggle because of the fact that, you know, we're not praying enough, we're not doing this enough, we're not doing that enough. And so when people like, oh my God, like you were so, it makes us cringe because we really like, God, like you trust me with this? And I haven't even done nearly what I should.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So there's
According to
there's a guilt. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? There's a
Associated.
guilt associated with that because you like, you know, thank you, but it's a cringy thank you because like, thank you, God. Because
Yeah.
really, like,
I'm on the hope of the prayer.
I mean, you
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying? So I thank you. You know what I
Right.
know, like I really thank you.
But
Thank you.
see, I'm fighting in between the to God be the glory, because I really do mean ain't none of this me.
Right.
I don't like I needed to get out of there so fast today because I know people that would have ate up what happened after. Me, that it makes me cringe. I don't want a bunch of people telling me something. Oh, can I hug you? Oh, can I? Because you're looking at me. I know that that's not me when I'm up there because the people who know me. Okay, but that's not me. That you know what I'm saying?
Right.
That you fallen in love with the gift and you don't know me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that walk to the mic is so intimidating. There have been times where I've been like, where you said, God, your name is on the line, I give it to you. But there have been times that I picked up that mic and my own self got in the way. And I saw myself just start going into myself. You know what I'm saying? And that's because the unrealistic expectation that we put on people when we know it's only God.
Right.
Like God ain't got nothing to do with a lot of stuff we see in the pulpit. You know what I'm saying? It's I can get chill bumps from my favorite little song. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people feel like, ooh, I got chill bumps. I don't know, cause I get chill bumps from hearing
stuff that ain't holy.
Music Soul Child.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Baby was listening to him on the way here. Love.
That's not the indicator. Yes, the anointing can
Right.
cause you to have
Right.
that, but the indicator is what's happening, what's beyond that. Like when I leave, like what happens when I leave here? What do I not want? What more do I want when I leave here? So some people get to think that I ever was arrogant. I'm like, if only you knew.
Right.
The fight.
Right. And then what I'm fighting through to get this word out.
Do you hear me?
Because I got a whole life that I'm trying to manage. You understand what I'm saying? And I still have to be able to make sure that when you leave here, regardless of whether my life is managed, but when you leave here, I need to make sure that you can take this, implement it into your life.
Come on.
Whether I ever do it.
Come
you understand?
on.
Because it's been some times when I preach stuff, I was just like, God, this ain't working for my life. So how am I going to preach this to them?
Come on.
How? So I get it. I
You
get
get
it.
it.
I get it.
We just had a passionate moment.
Yeah, that was
didn't we?
passionate.
Okay.
I'm starting to
Juna.
talk like Lynn.
Question of the week.
What mechanisms have you found helpful in managing your own insecurities?
What mechanisms have you found helpful in managing your own insecurities? In other words, what things do you use? What things do you apply to help you manage those insecurities? First of all, you got to be aware of what they are, of the insecurities that you're aware of. Y'all
And your
know we
triggers.
ended it here, but we never ended, because you can always continue to follow us on our social media platforms at The Her Lounge or at The Her Lounge Podcast on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, iHeart, all those places. We'll see y'all next Thursday.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all. See y'all later.